Hello and good evening, everybody, for this awesome Scotch doubles match between four people. This one is going to be a good match. We got a 9-11 race. Dave McDowell and
Never
Rafael. Oh, never forget. Dave McDowell and Rafael Ramirez against Dave Denton and Drew Onderko.
Welcome to another edition of PNW Pool Thing. Who will be the dominant beast tonight? We're playing 10 ball. Go ahead, pound it. With 1,000 in the middle.
$250 a player.
Yep, no chump change.
No.
They're probably watching our intro. Maybe just they were seeing if you kicked all that cat food on camera. We're having a great
Booted some cat food
it
across
was
the
a
floor.
great start around here.
Yep.
Well, welcome everybody. Streaming here from the beautiful Pacific Northwest, and off we go. What a break.
Whoa.
Freaking killer.
Yeah, and the cue ball and the one ball are in really opportune position.
Yeah, Rafael, great break.
Wow. Okay, now this is a tricky shot because getting from the 3 to the 4, the 7 could play a role. Right?
Oh, I think he left him plenty of...
Plenty of straight drawback.
Or use the rails.
Well, he's got to use the rails, but if he goes to that long rail first, the 7. 7's a nasty fellow. Oop, see, hit the 7, but look what's going to happen. Dave's still going to get a shot anyway.
Gonna get a little help from that 10. Well, hi, Jesse Johnson. How
Hey,
you
everybody.
doing?
Well, I'm doing real great, but you know what I need to do?
I don't know.
Change the scores to 0-0.
Yeah. Why is it 1-1? Good question.
The reason it's 1-1 is because I wanted to double check the system and make sure it was functioning okay.
The test.
Because, yeah, you know, there's always a ghost in the machine.
It also says race to 13, but it should say race to 9-11.
Oh, well. You are right.
But they are just rocking and rolling through this first game.
But they certainly are.
Dave and Rafael just dominating this rack so far.
Yeah, it should say 9
Again.
after their name, too, like it does with Dave and Drew.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you want to go do that? Or you say, are you going to play this for yourself? I think you should. This one, shout out to Jesse Johnson.
Right. Screwed it up.
Nice cut.
All right. Well, I will go deal with that. We'll fix that scoreboard right quick.
Okay. Again, thanks for bearing with us, you guys. A little rough start here for the stream. Seconds before we started talking, Jesse just booted cat food all over the place. It was a real debacle. Nice shot down the rail. Cool. All right, we are doing alternating break tonight. So now we're going to Dave and Drew. Let's see if they can answer back and run out this rack too. Now, originally, these guys were going to be playing 9 ball. But there was a slight error on maybe the graphic or something, and something said 10 ball, and then they all decided, you know what? Screw it. Let's play 10 ball. Oh, that cue ball just nudged that one in. I wish they wouldn't have. Still have a look at the 2, though. Yeah, looks good. He has done it, folks. The scoreboard is now correct.
Cool.
Nice safety play.
Nice scoreboard fix.
Yeah, great job.
Yeah. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, might as well call it in the side. tricky kick to get safe here. If you don't make it. But that's not bad. Left him a pretty difficult shot as far as anything aggressive, because the 3 is totally blocking the banking lane for the 2.
Sure is.
Yeah, I mean, he can also go in the upper right, but that's a tougher bank.
Yeah. That's a really tough bank. You're talking top right. You're going to have to go so slow and let that widen
and
up.
Spin it.
And
Yep.
yeah, that is wild.
Which is why I think he was sitting here trying to figure out what kind of defensive thing
Yeah,
can
nice.
I do.
Just try.
Oof.
Ooh.
I mean, it was a good plan because there was a lot to hide down behind there. But fortunately, he still, left a tough shot reaching over the 9 ball like this.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a
Nice
good
shot. Rafael.
Look at that. That's some good position, too. He's left Dave a pretty straight shot. But Dave recently passed 600. Dave is 603 now.
Oh, congratulations, Dave.
Yeah, he's been working towards that.
You might know Dave from such places as Legends.
Look at that. Hit it like a 603.
Being the manager for many years, putting together a lot of incredible events for our local community when he was the manager of Legends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh.
That's too bad. I mean, the good news is here, the high inside 2 rail to come down to the right-hand side of the table thing, little tricky by the placement of that 10-6. Going forward with inside to get to the 2, which generally a lot of people would do here. It's really compounded by the fact that that 10-6 is right in the path. And there's what happens. You hit the 10 ball.
Yep. Now you left him not enough angle for a real good bank. You're going to have to use a lot of English if you go for it. Otherwise...
Well, that's even if it passes the 10 ball. Yeah, and he wisely said, you know what? What
No.
happens if I put him on the other side of the 9 ball?
Great finesse.
Yep. Is he going to go 3-dimensional or is he going to kick?
Dave looks like he's kicking it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's the safer choice. More higher percentage choice.
And nails it.
And by high percentage, did I forget to mention that it was 100%?
Yeah, they're looking strong.
Right. Well, Dave was telling me
Dave
that
came to play.
there was a little bit of a grudge match element to this because these 2 groups of fine gentlemen have indeed met up in the past.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
I think they were out
Do
at the
you know?
coast or something like that, and they just said, hey, let's do it. They were playing some cheap sets and all that, and ever since, apparently Rafael's like, I want to try that again. I want to run it back.
Okay.
And so they were all hanging out together, and they're like, let's run it back on the PNW pool thing.
Oh, that's awesome.
Right?
Thanks for
Yeah.
choosing us. It's a little Simpsons humor for you.
Oh, I really like the way Drew really stayed down. You didn't see his head move
No, you sure
at
didn't.
all.
Solid as a rock.
Mm-hmm. Great positioning for his partner, Dave. And there it is,
Yep.
tied up.
Dave
However, tied up
Brings it
isn't necessarily tied up because Dave McDowell and Rafael Ramirez, they need to win 8.
Yeah, wait. So what's the
It's-
Fargo differential? I mean, Dave's a 602. Rafael's like what?
It is 1,024 to 1,106,
Okay,
I
so
believe.
About 75 points ish.
Yeah,
80
enough
points.
to justify a
A
two
two-game.
game. Yeah,
Okay.
which, if I'm not mistaken, I believe this is our first uneven race that we've had here.
Oh,
Yeah, 10:24 to 11:06.
interesting.
Yep. So yeah,
I mean,
82 points difference.
you know, I love Scotch doubles.
Right.
Um, I think we need more Scotch doubles matches on the stream.
Right.
More people to talk shit about.
Well, we got a good one coming up on May 19th. That is Mike D, Paul Marquez, Chris Byers, and Josh Martin.
What?
Right?
Oh, that's sick.
I know.
That's going to be,
It's going to be a real hootenanny.
yeah, well, wow.
Yep.
Cool.
All right. He's got a one rail kick off this bottom long rail. He can always go up in the air. And those are the, well, I think he can shoot in between the 8 and the 4 to hit the 1
Okay.
off that
Yeah.
upper short rail.
Yep.
And I kind of like that.
Yeah, it looks good. I like it too.
I mean, a lot of it depends on where you hit it.
Coming off the long rail, I think I like the short rail better. Oh, he's going jump. He's going 3-dimensional. Here we go.
Yeah, I mean, if he's, the 9 ball's real close to the pocket, so I don't blame him for going for this. Out of all the different things, like kicking at it off the long rail to make it in the pocket or to get safe. Same thing with the short rail. I think jumping it and trying to make the 9 is probably highest percentage. All right. We made good contact.
Yep.
So they're out giving ball in hand. Let's see how he gets on this 2 ball. All right, not too bad. May have given. There's a chance for a bank here. I'm not sure if Dave will take it on or if he's going to play safe. He's looking at the safe already.
Yeah.
Which is probably the smartest move.
You have to really create the angle there on that bank.
Right. Whereas the safe is probably like 85% chance, and the 9's blocking the pocket. So what can
Hand
happen?
flip.
Yep, we got a hand flip. And the reason he did the hand flip is because now it's his opponent's decision whether to make him take it again. I don't think they'll give it back because they can see the ball.
Mm-hmm.
But if they were hooked, they'd make Dave shoot it. And I believe in that case, it wouldn't be Dave that would have to shoot it. It would be Rafael.
Nope. Drew's going for it.
Yeah, it's not hidden. He's at control right now, so he might as well. Oof. All right, did the 3 block it? It certainly seems like it's in the way.
It kind of does. Let's check this end.
Yep. It looks like he's going to twist it. Oh, and he made good contact.
Good contact.
And it's not exactly a sellout. Look at that. This is not anybody's favorite shot.
No, you got to come at that from like the side of the cue ball.
Yeah. Yeah, these are interesting. So, what are his options here? He could. I kind of like kicking into the left-hand long rail, hitting it thin. He's going to try and throw it. Yeah. Okay, he played a little safe here. Just kind of
Yep, love it.
remove Dave's serious offensive abilities. So let's see
The
what you
bank
do with this, Dave.
is not an option.
Oh, yeah, down to the lower right. Yeah, ooh. That was like a whole range of oohs.
Oh, whoa, ooh. All over the place. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it went from like,
Okay.
oh, you gave him a window to the side, and then it rolled just a little bit. This is extra tricky because whatever he does to try and get at it, there's a huge scratch risk, right?
Or yeah, absolutely. That window is so. Talk about threading a needle. To
I
get to
guess,
that.
well, I think I kicked to the left-hand short rail. Hit,
You're going that way?
yeah.
Left-hand short
well,
rail?
I'm trying to hit just left of that top side pocket. So I hit the 2.
I'm going right hand short.
Push it
short
into the corner
rail.
or something like that. I think you got some things that can happen if you go that way. But you better hit that rail on the left side of that side pocket because if you hit the 2 directly, you're scratching.
Well, let's be a rail.
But so
Interesting shot.
it will be. Yeah, he's gonna. Okay, he might be playing off.
He called it.
Yeah. Where's he going here? Is he going behind the 6? Oh, he's playing a. Now if the 2 had moved closer to the 7 and gotten that in that really nasty spot nobody likes, that would have been great.
Yeah, it was a really good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Just needed a little bit more push on that too, to get it past that pocket and put it in a non-makeable spot. But it was a good idea.
Definitely was. All right, now let's see. Dave's probably going to get him on the bottom half of the table for this 4. And you did a great job. That's a really good angle. You can just make this and roll forward.
Mm-hmm.
Oof, beautiful.
Really nice.
Yeah, Dave's got to be pleased with how his partner shot that. Went up the rail real nice on that shot.
You got to cut this into the side.
That's what he's doing. Yeah. All right. See, those are tricky because there's a speed you have to use.
Yeah, you put a little, like, not enough or a little too much,
Right.
depending on how you want to.
I mean, and that's the nice shot.
Woo!
Way to go, Dave. That seals the deal for that rack.
Frickin' fire.
Yeah. He said, you know what? Okay, you overhit that shot into the side just a little bit. But don't worry. We're still going to win.
Yeah, look at him.
He's
Wearing
like,
his best coach ever shirt. Coaching away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's got to be.
Well, Dave's real good at talking and explaining and whatnot, so... and
this is
his
what made him a good manager.
Yeah, and his ability to communicate well. He's just gonna, he's gonna say what he feels like he needs to be said, and when it's being a teammate on a Scotch doubles team, that is a huge benefit.
Yep.
Here we go with Dave Denton's break. The bill of his hat matches our uranium glass. Let's go. Okay. Now, nothing's gone down, but this is a push-out break. So
Yep.
it is up to Dave and Rafael to decide. Are they going to take this on, or are they just going to put the cue ball somewhere?
Or put a different ball somewhere that really sucks.
Right. So, yeah. TJ Hellwig's in the chat. Hey, buddy, we just hung up your Dominant Beast picture on the Dominant Beast wall. Nice hill match. So it is a
red.
bright red picture. It's wonderful. Face looks awesome in it, too.
Yep. What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in tonight. Appreciate you being here with us.
Yeah, it looks like they're doing some discussioning. Yeah, they're over there gesticulating.
I don't know. Let's. Okay, zoom out.
Yep, he's going three-dimensional, so he's not going to push out.
He's just going for it. Okay. Oh, close one.
Yeah, well, see, I don't necessarily think that was a bad idea because still early in the rack. Yeah, still very early in the rack.
Yeah, we're only 3 games in. We got a lot of pool to play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, touchy shot here to get on the 2, right?
It looks like it's makeable, but
I mean, well,
again, you got to push past the 6.
like, yeah.
Or just combo and call the 6. That looks like a better shot.
Yeah, he was just a little too thin on it.
Holy cow. Sorry, I'm looking at the 2.
Oh.
I'm out of my element. Okay, I know what's happening.
Let's see. He's probably going to thin this 1 and just hide and put the 4 in between the 1 and the cue ball. Yep.
Nicely done.
Yeah, he did a pretty good job there. Yeah, his only real way to get at that 1 is to kind of shoot to where he's at now. Come off the short rail, but see, he's got to put some spin on it.
Oh, let's try this view.
Yeah, he's got to put some spin on it after it goes past the 4 to spin to the right and hit the 1. If the 1 is frozen, that makes things extra difficult because he's got to hit it hard enough that something is going to hit a rail after contact. Or
so close, like it looks like you can get to it,
well,
but I think it's a trick.
No, so I think he's concerned because the 1's frozen. So if he spins into it, he has to hit the 1, and then a ball has to hit the rail after. So he's said, nope, not even going to mess with it. I'm just going to put the 10 over there to make it hard, and that's one of those spots that does make it tricky to make. The only thing about that is the 10 ball is the last ball on the table. So it's not like the 7 is going to be in its way or anything like that.
Yeah, even Dave's looking at it. Okay, let's get to a side view.
He thinks it can go by the 4?
That's what I'm saying is he thinks it can. It is really tight. It looks like it does from that one angle.
Well, I guess the benefit of this type of shot is if the 4 moves, you hit it bad.
He still says yeah.
Yep. He's even moving it off the rail just a hair. All right. Yeah, good shot. And got position on the 2. But 2 to the 3. What was your plan?
Exactly. It's not far enough away from the rail to really get good bottom on it.
Well, not only that, but the pockets the 3 can go in are rare.
The side.
Right.
No, that was a smart decision. Hit it out of speed that you get a good roll if you happen to miss.
Yeah, if it went in, Dave probably would take on the bank, I would think. Yeah, so far I would say Dave's playing is trying to make something happen. And he's doing a good job of that.
Nice, Drew. Nice.
Done a good job of creating opportunities for the 2 of them, and I think the score reflects that. All right, so the angle is such, yeah, he's going to jump to do a 1 rail. The 2 rail, it's shortened up off the rail. That's too bad. The 2 rail would have been really tricky too because kicking into a rail that's mere inches from the cue ball. It's going to be sliding when it hits it, and that always makes the angle widen out quite a bit.
Okay, we got a ball in hand here. That 3 still has only one home.
Yeah, why don't you go
Unless you get on that other side of
right.
it. But how are you going to do that from the 2? Yep.
You can shoot
There
it
you
into
go.
the side pocket by the 7, comboed into the 5, shoot it in the lower right. Combo from 3 to 4 is, your leave has to be pretty good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think from this angle he could...
I like the 3-5 even better than the 3-4.
Oh, absolutely.
If I have to take a combo.
Let's see where he tries to go for. All right. Look at that.
Whoa.
That's cool.
Great job, Dave.
Yeah.
That was very cool.
If he missed the 7, he'd probably leave it for shooting it into the side or down in this lower right corner.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Nicely done.
Okay, so we got to go 3 to the 4, 5 in lower side. The 6 is nearby. So the 6 to the 7, especially the 5 to the 6 to the 7, because your shape on that 5, like if you try and play short side on the 6, better be flawless so that you can get to the 7 easily.
Right.
Yeah. So
the 7's going to be a little tricky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So he's trying to tell his partner, hey, I'm going to try and leave here. Yeah, getting from the 6 to the 7, because the 7's got to go up in that upper corner.
Yep, it absolutely has to.
Yeah, if you're trying to run out, that is. But unfortunately, at this point, in the way the balls are, playing a safe when both the 5 and 6 are gone. Okay, you got great on the 7. Actually, this isn't the end.
But what about the 6?
Right, I know he's got to get great on the 6
so you
first.
You need that leave again.
Right. Now, if he could get to the bottom of the ball, that would make this a little bit easier. Because he could spin it with outside, come out of that lower left corner, add a trajectory to get in between the 10-7. But also what's in between the two of those is the scary, scratchy side pocket.
Ooh.
However, he could get on the left side of the 7 and play the 7-10 combo. Not a bad idea. I like this. Make the shot, bounce back and forth, and you got shape on the 8.
And what a nice bank it was.
Yeah.
Great job.
Good pool thinking right there.
A little risky going for a bank, but I love a good bank.
I don't think he's banking. Oh,
No.
the previous shot.
Yeah.
Kept his head absolutely still. Man, he does that well.
Yeah,
Everybody could learn something
Drew's
from
got
that.
some real good form, man.
Yeah.
Like, he is a statue.
Yeah, I think that's something everybody can learn from. I mean, one of the stillest heads I've seen.
Just a little bit of follow here, and then
Yeah,
a little bit of draw for the next one, right?
Well, he knows that it's going to be him shooting the 10, so he's trying to leave Drew in a place that makes it almost impossible for Drew to
Lovely.
not give him shape, you know?
Yep. That was good.
Yeah, that does look good. Drew will probably follow this with a little bit of inside and get to the left side of the 10 ball. Or no, it looks like he's not. He's going to go try and get on the right side of the 10 ball. Yeah, he just drew it back.
we go.
We're going to find out how well this goes on that side with this view. I bet he takes it all the way up.
I would take it all the way up. Or maybe, I don't know.
Well,
Some people are really good at that little crazy cut shot in the side.
yeah.
He's checking it.
Yeah, to shoot it up there in the corner, you probably got like maybe 2.5 degrees of margin of error, where into the side
Nails
it's
it.
0. Cool. Good shot, good out.
Right?
2-2, but they're going blow for blow.
Blow for bowls.
Look at those eagles, man. Oh, man, that one's getting up, stomping around with big old feet. They're both starting to stand up and flap their wings, getting ready for their eventual departure.
Yep. Okay.
Let's
Well,
check out his-
Rafael's break, he had a crazy awesome break last time.
All right. Cue ball got away from him, but it's not really going to do him too much bad because not really an opening shot here. I mean, the bank might be on, but there's a risk of skinning that 7 ball.
Well, choices.
Yeah, this is tricky because sometimes you could thin the 1 ball, cutting it to that, hitting it on the right side and send the cue ball down here. But because of where the 7 was, that was a better option. Kick behind it. Send the 1 ball down over here rather than the cue ball.
Combo, bank that 10. I think he's calling it. Get it out of here. Okay, let's go, Dave McDowell.
It's early in the rack, and there's several issues to be dealt with. The 5 is in the middle of this rail.
And if
The
you can
4's
pull
up there.
this shit off, that would be wild.
It's kind of, you could take a flyer.
Why not? Have some fun with it. Oh.
Ooh. The other thing that can happen is this.
Okay. Well.
You just solve all their problems and let them have at it.
Yeah, okay. It was still fun, though.
Right?
Like, I'm always going to root for the fun thing over the safe thing, but I don't play at the level you do. So, I want to get a little wild. All right. Dave and Drew at the table right now. Both these guys play out of the Wichita. Drew says he also likes to play at the Trough, and Dave says Legends. LOL. Rip.
Well, when he was no longer there, to me it felt like the writing was on the wall.
Yeah. Well, Drew has a 9-foot table at home. 9-foot diamond. And you're going to love this. Is a student of Robbins
Oh, wow.
and Jackie Carroll.
Oh, okay.
So Drew likes to invest in himself.
Well, he knows he loves the game. All right, so I think his goal may be to cut this 5 and get under the 1. I mean, not the 1, the 6, the gray 6.
The 1?
No.
Get a grip. We're on the 5.
Yeah, but he's going to get under it.
Really
Ooh.
nice shot.
Yep, and he sure did. Now let's see here if Dave can leave him the 7-8 combo. Play a stop shot. It's got to be soft. You don't want this cue ball to drift over behind the 9.
Nope.
Oof.
Perf.
Yep. Just a real straight shot. Okay, so he's going to have to mind this 7 ball. Making the 8, not too difficult. But if the 7 ball rolls off the 8 and gets on the short rail.
Problems.
Yep. Yeah, welcome to Problem Town.
Well, maybe.
So yeah, you can roll this, like, probably one of the better ways to do it is just to do it real slow. Just, oof. So he did it real slow, but see, it missed the 7. So what that could have been was he used some outside spin to kind of throw it down the rail at the 8. Because you can hit it softer, but hitting at a softer speed means it throws it more.
Oh.
All right. Getting a little back and forth here. Some late rack. Whose game is it?
Yeah, Dave should be able to make this shot. And he did.
Very nice.
It's a good job me calling it. What's up, Cliff? Yeah,
Cliff in the chat.
have been sneeing a whole lot.
What is sneeing?
He means sneezing.
Oh.
It's allergy season for us here in the Northwest. They're coming off, the pollen's coming off the trees and clouds.
Yeah, funny how all the people that are from here are allergic to the place they grew up in.
And you.
I'm not from here.
And have no problems.
Right. Yeah, I'm from the high mountain desert.
Okay, you think he's going to put a little travel on this?
Well, he's going to
He
travel to the
does.
center of the table.
He does, and it's a little too much.
Well, he's got
Or not enough.
proximity is on his side. And I think he'll just take his time and cut this in.
No.
Watch how still his head stays.
I've seen a couple amazing cuts out of him already today, so I'm gonna bank on it.
Yeah, such a still head.
Boom.
Unbelievable. Nice shot, Drew.
Excellent.
Okay. Tell you what. Can almost guarantee it's his super still head, which is helping them narrow the gap. Because if they get to 4-2, well, it's an even race to 7.
Yep.
And they have therefore beaten the handicap. So we'll see what's going to happen this rack.
Let's check out what's going on with the deer today.
Oh, party deer with a mullet. What do you think that deer is carrying in its alien fanny pack?
Maybe he's packing some snacks to go look up. Try to see some aliens.
Right, some alien snacks.
No, we've gone to,
Sleeping eagles.
nighttime view. 4 o'clock. 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 winding down while we're getting wound up.
All right, he's decided to go with the turtle rack. They have 3 different options: Town, Turtle, and Magic of the template
Which
racks.
rack would you choose?
It is interesting that they are ever so slightly different.
Yep. And it seems like people have a preference, or they get angry and try something else. They're like, this rack sucks.
Right.
Can't get it going. Try something else. But we do have an abundance of magic racks.
All right. Interesting break here because no good look at the one.
Terrible.
Yep.
Hate it.
Nobody likes it.
I don't want that shot.
Dave's got ideas, though.
Of course he does.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of where I might want to push to. That's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got a bunch of traffic over here. Yeah, TJ, I was kind of looking at that too. It did look like it. However, I'm not going to go out running in there telling them it might be because it could be something going on with the camera.
An optical illusion, possibly.
Right. You'd be really surprised how touchy it can be to get
Just
a
shoot the two
camera
in.
completely straight, get the table completely centered in the room, all those things. And if one little thing is off, it makes a huge difference.
Well, and that never happens around here. Nothing is ever off. Definitely not the scoreboard when we started.
Right. Yeah, trying to center the new brake cam. It got twisted in the first match we used it at, and it made the table look like it was like warped. It was really weird.
Like a fisheye view.
It was super peculiar. So, took a good couple hours to get that camera figured out. This is pretty touchy. I think he can go over the edge of the 7, though. Yep, I hear the telltale squeaking of the chalking of a brake cue.
You mean a jump cue?
Yes.
He's not going to break those balls. But I'm going to break yours. Oh.
Oh.
Oh, nice try.
Nice. Got over it. Is the 10
It definitely.
in the game?
It's definitely
Whoa.
walking.
I like that. Just a disembodied hand pointing at the bottom side pocket.
He's Babe Ruthing this.
Right.
Not Babe Roofing this.
Ooh.
Nice try.
Beautiful two-way shot.
Yeah,
also.
very cool. Very cool.
Yep. Oh, maybe he can twist it in between the 10-3. I wouldn't recommend it.
He does not care about your recommendation.
Oh, no, he doesn't. He's Dave McDowell. He's jumping it. Let's see how still this...
Goes the other end. Oh, yeah, that works too.
Ooh, that was pretty
Sweet.
nice.
Very cool.
Okay, it's interesting how those shots from a distance or just rolling at it, it can just, like a little bit of speed tends to make you a little bit more accurate.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, jacking up on this. Get at it is a little tricky. He really just wants to kind of masse into the 3 and make the 3 without scratching or fouling. Just leave it. Look at that. That was nice and touchy.
Ooh,
But
and
that
he
was
got it.
Well, that was always a risk that he was going to be behind the 10 ball.
But he's behind the 10 ball.
Yep. Like
Dave's like,
behind it.
Arr.
He's behind it deep enough. He doesn't have a one rail kick at the bottom, long rail at it. He can go to the right hand, short rail.
Yeah.
He might even be able to go in between the 8 and the 9.
No, I hate that.
And do maybe do 2 rails at it. Well,
Nope.
if the window's there,
He's looking at it.
yeah, just widen it out a hair. And I
Just
think
jump it over that and then bank to it. I mean, what the hell? I'm joking.
Yeah, what an interesting shot. He's got all sorts of different options, but none of them are totally just straightforward. And
Cliff, what you talking about? Dave Attell's here. What was his show? Up All Night?
Yeah,
was that
something like that.
Dave Attell's show? I love that show. Dave Attell's a funny dude.
yeah, didn't he have to just be a professional alcoholic and go out and drinking? And
I mean, it's everybody's dream job, right?
yeah, but once you hang up the can and don't drink for a little bit, like getting back in drinking shape is really difficult, if not deadly.
Insomniac. Boom.
Oh,
I knew it.
he's gonna.
I mean, I didn't know it, but thanks.
I think he's going 2 rails to try and hit it. Oh,
What a shot! Freaking fire, dude.
Yeah, I liked that a lot.
That was exciting. That was
Some wizard shit.
wizard shit.
Yep. All right. Oh, Alaska Christina. Was she the like pipeline welder? She was only at Sam's briefly a few
Yep,
times
I
when I
remember.
first started going there. Yeah, that's
She came back
fascinating.
and she would work here and there when she was in town too.
Ooh.
What a shot! Bang into the side pocket. Did he call that?
Well, that other cue we can see up there isn't
No.
moving. The deer says no.
And so does Dave McDowell.
Yep.
Damn. Bang into a side pocket? That's some Joel Peck shit.
Yep.
Oh, she did. She stayed up drinking with him in Kodiak.
Hey, that's a place to do that.
It was probably like that scene from Indiana Jones, and they're taking shots of vodka, and she just drank his ass right under the table.
And then a Kodiak bear charged into the room. Is the place named after the bear or the bear named after the place? It doesn't matter. It means there's bears.
I mean, if there's not bears in Alaska.
Yep. Then it's a sad place. I want to see a bear.
Let's go to Alaska.
We're going to do it. All right. He's got some options here. He's got 3 rail position, shape on the 8 in the lower right. He can also probably just tap it in with some inside for position on it. And yeah, that's what he's going to do. It's way easier.
Okay.
Way
nice.
less movement. He's got a decent shot on the 8. Getting on the 9 is
I was just gonna say this might
a little
be
touchy because they're close together, right?
right. And if you use the wrong English here, it could also scratch on the side off the 9. Gotta be careful.
Well, yeah, you'd really like to make this and then just kind of drift over to that top long rail for shape on the 9. Maybe down here in this bottom side. Because running into the 9
Nice. Pushed it forward a little bit. Perfect.
Could have been a lot tougher than it
Yep.
was. Made that
Nicely
look simple.
executed in your cool Adidas. Drew.
Nice little outside spin, come backwards. Nice work, Dave.
Nice look at it. Okay.
Yeah, see, Drew and Dave are they're right on the precipice of beating the handicap.
In talking with them, they've only played in some local tournaments together, Scotch doubles. They haven't competed at the coast or just here and there, but they have a good time shooting together, and I think that's rad.
Well, Captain Statue Head just made that shot in the pocket, giving them the 4-2 advantage. And it's a dead race to 7 now, so whatever handicap that Dave and Rafael had has been ameliorated, decimated, put to bed. It's gone.
It's a race to 7.
It's a race to 7 at this point.
Okay. No.
Yeah. Oh, it's us.
Oh, we're in blue tonight.
Yep.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Tell your friends.
That'd be cool if, like, they played our streams for people in a dentist chair. Like, they're just laying there high on gas, like...
Go to sleep. Oh, we had a couple rattle rounds.
Right. We got some interesting dilemmas to deal with up there. Where do you push from here? You could roll it kind of anywhere on the top long rail. Preferably with a little greater distance, so when they take it, it's a little harder for them to play a safe. You kind of reduce their percentages of pulling off exactly what they want to do. Yeah, because what are they going to try and do? Thin that top edge of the 1 and leave you, maybe break up the 7 and 9 and try and hook you somehow. But, if you're on the left side of that top side pocket, way easier to do than if the cue ball's by the 8. So, yeah, I think he's doing a good thing. He's going to try and... Why would they not give this back? You just straight up hooked yourself.
They're going to give it back.
Yeah.
And Dave's going to be like, oh. Yep, here he comes. Well, yeah. How are you going to get to that? I guess you can thin it on the left hand, on the right hand side of it, maybe?
Maybe if you're lucky. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. You thin it. The cue ball's hitting the 9 or the 7. And the cue ball's then going to stay there.
Yeah, we got a bunch of pointing going on.
And some waggling. I think that was a nice waggle.
He looks really intense, and I can't wait to see what happens.
Yep. Nice vertical forearm.
Cool hang loose bridge.
Ooh, see?
Oh, and he got it.
Yeah, he got it, but like I said, the cue ball's not going anywhere. It's hitting one of those balls and staying there. And
okay.
So that's what made that tough.
Yep. Rafael and Dave with opportunity now. Everything is
Ooh, he hit that nice. Look at
pretty
that.
broke up. I don't really see any super problems.
I see, well, a little minimal problem. He'd love to be able to shoot that 4 in that top side pocket.
Right.
So he's going to go forward with some inside.
Yep.
Let's see if he gets down there.
Yeah.
By gosh, he does it. Look
Oh.
at that.
By golly.
He totally did it.
What is this pool for? Are we in Utah?
Right.
My favorite Utah billboard, because I don't know if you've driven through Utah, but there's a lot of billboards. They can only be within 5 miles of a town. But then there's freaking a million billboards. And there's one lawyer couple, and it says, "Been in a wreck? Oh my heck. Call them."
Oh, right.
And
I think it's
every
starting
time
to...
we blast through Utah, I'm like, yep, they service this area. There it is. Looking good here. Nice.
Okay. Dave's got to get this over here somewhere. He'd like to be right there on the 8 or somewhere near it. Did a pretty good job. It needs to bounce. Okay, who did bounce a little bit. Fortunately, Rafael just needs to worry about making this ball. Don't have to hit it hard. And then Dave might have a long shot, but not a bad shot.
And not taking it in the corner that he wanted to. But it is what it is. So.
There could be a two-way shot here also.
Nice.
There doesn't need to be, though. But let's see how Dave gets back down table for this 10. He's got a really good chance here. All right.
It's rolling. It's rolling. He can see it. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Those shots can be a little tricky because you want to put a bunch of top on it to kind of, but if you put too much top and it maintains that top after contact with the ball, oh, nice.
Nice. Out,
Slow
Rafael.
down, slow down. All
He's got it. He's got it. And
Way
for a
to
guy that's
go.
only been playing for a couple of years, he is shooting incredible.
Mm-hmm.
So, fun fact about Rafael, him and his brothers own a chain of local incredible Mexican restaurants called Los Portillos here in Vancouver and around Clark County.
That's Spanish for the Portillos.
Great job.
Sorry, I couldn't help it.
Thanks for that, Jesse. But during pandemic, you couldn't have guests in your restaurant, but they were doing lots of to-go food because their food is amazing. Shout out to the shredded beef enchiladas. And so they got a pool table, and he ended up just starting to play pool during pandemic at the restaurant while fulfilling to-go orders. And since then, he's really fallen in love with the game and has taken some lessons from Robin, from Glenn Atwell, and from Jackie as well.
Well,
just
you wouldn't
loves the game. So.
Well, you have so many teachers that help you get through all sorts of different subjects in school. And pool is a massive subject, so get as many teachers as you can. Oof.
Yeah, well, I don't hate that miss.
Yeah. Yeah, what would be fun to do here is like play it the speed where the cue ball hits that short rail and then spins into the one and just nudges it into this bottom rail. And then they just both are tied up together. You know, just roll up on it. Get your rail, roll up on it. I guess the danger to that is if your cue ball is too close to the 3, it's easy to thin off of the 1 and hit the short rail and get down here behind
Dave's going for the cross bank.
Oh.
I was just going to say, watch that scratch or... Okay. Decision time. You have a ball in hand. You going to try that 10? Because I'm trying that 10.
Oh. Well, how do you think you might try and play it as a two-way situation? What would you, where would you want your cue ball to end up off of this? Like, would you want your cue ball to end up like kind of almost where the 10 is?
No, I would make my cue ball end up on the left-hand side of the 2.
Oh. Why would you on the left-hand side of the 2? Or do you think the 1 is going to stay where the 10 is?
Well, it depends on what. Yes, I do. I do
Okay.
think so. I'm going to use some top left.
Because, yeah, you got to manage some balls here. It
And
went in.
he got it.
Ooh, he used top right.
Balls paid off.
Oof. Straight up race to 6.
Keeping
Well,
it
I mean,
interesting.
yeah, they got to go toe to toe.
Yeah, sure do.
Because
Sure do.
there's no more handicap. Man, this is exciting.
It sure is. And we're back to Rafael break. Oh, what's going on with the autofocus there?
I don't know.
Just be like, look, I have not had that many Trulies tonight. Why does it look like this?
Yeah, don't know. All right.
Sweet.
Now, if that 2 can be cut in that upper side, cue ball's doing some moving. That means he's got to either intentionally miss the other balls or very carefully pick the path he's going to go between them. It's gotten fortunate. Dave can see the ball.
Mm-hmm. A little close
know.
to the rail, but that
there's
was
nothing
a
wrong with
nice,
that.
It was a nice shot into the side.
Mm-hmm. So Rafael's somewhere around a 420 something, and Dave's just over 600. So there's a gap between them, So realistically, as long as Rafael makes the ball and they stay at the table.
Well, unfortunately, Dave was the one to not make that one, which puts other Dave up at the table.
Other Dave.
Oh, we got a Frank in the chat. Hi, Frank. What's up, buddy? We'd love to have you over to the house sometime. Maybe get you on the stream.
There we go. All right. I'm not sure if he's going to be aggressive here. I don't think so. I think he's going to try and leave a tough shot. Okay, now he just needs to get behind something, and he's done it. 2 different ways to go about this kick. 1 rail or 2.
Mm-hmm.
Or kind of like 3 with the 3rd rail being the one right before that, right there at the 3. Going more rails is kind of going to even out some of the changes that are going to happen depending on how you hit the cue ball. So kind of got a bigger ball by going 2-ish, 3 rails. But then the question is, what's going to happen after you make contact? Because there's not a whole lot to slow down the other team here. Not a whole lot tied up, whatever, so... To kick 1 rail at it, probably your best chance at making the ball, but it's still super slim. Oof.
Oh.
Okay, there's an option here.
Right.
I don't think that they're going to get it back, though. Oh, but it was a foul first.
Yes. Which results in the ball in hand. And cheers, Ed Winter. Happy vacation and good luck in Vegas, dude.
Yeah.
We'll be rooting for you.
Okay, let's see where he puts the cue ball off this 3 because the angle he gets on the 4 is
Everything.
right to get on this. Okay.
And it is great.
It's real good because all he has to do is draw the ball back into a pretty big area for shape on the 5. So that worked out pretty well. Okay, now he's just got to keep his head as still as Drew keeps his. Yeah, I mean, that's really impressive how still Drew keeps his head. Yeah, see, he popped up. Popped up on the shot.
All right. Shot on the 10.
Oh, boy. Yep, that's the smart move to go for it. But you got to make it.
Son of a...
Yeah.
When you're going after a combo and you're going for an early 9 or an early 10.
Yeah, kind of play like in slow motion.
You gotta take your time. Look at it. Like, they're not just gimmies. As much as they might look like it.
Yeah, you get so excited for making the point that you feel like
For sure.
you're just, we all do it. I do it. It happens. It's easy to kind of fall out of being in the moment exactly, but man.
Oh, yeah. Combos are freaking cool.
Yeah, it's almost like
Combo to win is even cooler.
it's like Drew grew up playing pool, and where if he jumped up, like he would get shocked by like an electric zap. You know? Because man, he keeps his head so still.
Well, check it out. He hasn't been playing that long either. Less than 10 years.
Drew?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And, we already went over. He's been a student of Robin and Jackie Carroll. Shout out. Drew wants to do a special shout out to Jackie Carroll for being such a great coach.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. Really helping him with his mental game. And by that, keeping his brain and head very still.
Yeah, I think that's my next thing to work on.
Yeah. Still brains, still head. Words to live by. Okay.
All right. With this win, they are 5 games away. Dave and Rafael are 6 games away. So now Dave and Rafael have to beat the curve, so to speak,
Mm-hmm. And it is not their break.
They're no longer going toe-to-toe.
That doesn't mean that they can't get it back.
Not at all. Just means it's a little, that's where the match is at the moment.
Yep. And again, not playing for chump change tonight.
Right.
Dave's got to shake off that miss on that 10 ball.
Right. Yeah, that was a big game. That really was. And that 10 ball combo, it was there. Totally makeable. This could be a totally different situation now. Why is it doing that?
Well, it's trying to focus.
Okay.
This is a new camera, everyone, so bear with us as we work out some bugs as they arise.
Right.
Because it was working fine earlier.
Well, that's what happens when you allow it to do the focusing.
Why would you allow a robot to be in charge of itself?
Because who am I
This
to
is how
who am I to
this is-
micromanage
this is
anybody,
how,
let
like,
alone
Terminator
a robot?
starts, man.
Tricky shot.
It sure is.
He's got to hit this low outside if he's trying to come back over in here and hide. Ooh, did a great job.
Yeah.
Really like that. And he's really happy he didn't make the 4, because
They
Dave
would have
Rafael
given
would just
that.
like, all right, well, have fun trying that
Yeah.
yourself.
Back at ya.
Oh, Martine is in the chat.
Oh, what's up, Martine? Haven't seen Martine in a minute.
Yeah, I was just looking at their most recent beast picture up on the wall after putting up the new ones today.
Yeah, that wall's looking pretty cool.
Yeah, he and Dylan have a couple of them. I don't think either one of them have played a singles match yet.
Dylan hasn't played a singles match?
I don't believe so. All right, he can just kind of pinch this, hold it here for the 2-7 combo. Or go forward, That's not so bad either. However, where the 2 goes off this 7, paying attention to that is all the rage these days.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, everybody's doing it.
Everybody's raging and paying
Everybody's-
attention?
Everybody's
That
paying
doesn't sound like
attention to
people
their
these
things.
days. People are not paying attention. Like, our attention span is literally about 7 seconds
Ooh,
long.
He did so good with that.
Yeah.
He used
Real nice touch.
speed as his ally and held it, which is great.
He did not feel the need for speed.
No, you
It
just
worked
gotta
out great.
just don't get this stuck behind anything, because the 4's right up there. Okay, that'll do.
Nicely done.
And then he can roll this in.
Yeah.
Good shape
Just
on the
like
5.
A nice roll. Keep it off the rail. Pop out, back out to the second diamond.
Yeah, realistically, he's got a huge area that even if you
don't
come off
wanna-
that,
You don't
even
want to
if
go too far, though, because then your cue ball's heading the wrong way, trying to get down to that 6.
you know what, if he
So-
gets the cue ball down here near that top side pocket, I'm
This
not
looks
even mad
good.
at that, because that's a real good
Okay.
3-rail position.
Yeah.
This, you just got to follow it in. I almost like the 3-rail position
No,
better,
you don't
want
want to follow it in.
No, I mean follow the cue ball down the rail.
Okay, I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
It's a terrible plan.
but the 3-rail position, I think, is easier than this, to be honest. Okay, not too bad. So he's got a dilemma here. He's got to either go high inside and have his cue ball either maybe hit the 9, or because going
Yeah.
on the bottom side of the 10, you've really got to travel a lot to still maintain shape on the 8. So yeah, he's probably going to try and run into the 9 here. Oh, didn't hit it thick enough.
Ooh.
That was the danger there. You try and run into it, but if you don't hit it thick enough, you can get behind it.
Okay.
All
Well,
right.
Dave's going for the jump.
Who is he? Let's check this out.
Yeah. Yeah, he
He's going
is.
to climb up on the table like...
He sure is climbing up on the table. Climbing up on the table like... We got a stack of ones. Let's go. No, he's going to jump left-handed? What's happening?
I'm not really sure.
He's trying to figure it out, too.
Yeah, maybe kick
Like,
off
shit,
this bottom rail.
How do I get to it? Oh, no. Back to it.
Yeah, kick off this bottom rail. Oh, it sounds we got some motorcyclists down on the Highway 14. Ooh, look at that. That was excellent. Way to go.
Nice.
That was a really... That could be a game-winning shot right there, I'll tell you what.
Okay.
I mean, this ball isn't too hard to hit, and anything could happen. You could leave him with a bank really easily. He's going to call it there. Oh, he's going this way. Going straight out, all aggressive. If he does make it, his cue ball is going to be far from the 9.
Nice. He made it.
Yep.
Okay, Dave. Time for a hero shot.
These are the shots everybody loves to just drill them with a ton of, draw or just enough and hit this bottom long rail, and then it comes back up near where the 9 ball is now.
We all have
Oh, they're pretty.
We all have our different styles of hitting this kind of shot, right? I'm definitely using bottom English and some right.
Oof. Well, look at how well that turned out.
Yep.
That was the good way to play that, I'll tell you what.
Okay, Hank Hill. I'll tell you what.
What? So he could have won with that shot, but he certainly didn't lose with that shot.
Yeah, if you're going after this bank, you just got to drill it.
Well, yeah.
I mean, you got to put some mustard on this shot.
Yeah, this looks like the type
It's
of
not
bank.
frozen, but it's real close to that rail. So you can't go soft at it.
Ooh.
You have to go strong to get that cue ball out of the way.
So there's no double kiss.
Yep.
Yep, you're right. I like it. Yeah, but where do you hit the cue ball? Like a little above center or a little bit more above center?
Yeah, you're using
Because
above center.
right, but then you can get your cue ball to hang out down that rail up there, up top at the table a little bit too much for good shape on the 10.
You got to use like at least 2 or 3 clicks. It depends
Clicks.
on how many clicks. Oh, that's
Metric clicks or
I don't know.
standard imperial clicks?
I learned English from Glenn Atwell, and he's a military dude, so he's always
Just
talking
clicks.
about clicks.
Does he?
Like these are the clicks of the cue ball. Apparently, there's 9 each way.
Ooh, okay, Drew.
That actually didn't look terrible.
No, not necessarily.
But I also love this bank. It looks super natural.
Right, it does. It totally does. But close to the rail has to hit it top by definition. And does he go inside to try and get shape? Because if so, the spin you put on that really affects how that ball comes off the rail.
Right. Well.
Okay. The shot can be a little scratchy if if you're feeling the pressure.
Ooh, this is not the shot that I would love on a 10 ball, like on that money ball, right?
Nope.
Yep.
It's kind of
Bang
like
it.
in a situation like this,
Do it.
you play it safe. Like he cuts it to put the 10 in the middle of the left-hand short rail and then leave the cue ball down here. Like if you do something like that, rather than tank on the bank,
His last bank, if he would have gone hard at it,
like turn the tables on him.
See?
But why do all that when you can just make it?
that's what I'm saying. His last bank, even though he didn't go hard at it, still looked good. I'm happy that he just went for that one. That was nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as like the 600 on the team. All right, well, this is obviously seeming like strategy, right? Of have Rafael break. Ooh, what a little cluster down here of all of our first four balls.
Ooh, I think there's a delicate shot here. You shoot the 3 into the 1 into the rail. It goes behind the 3 and hits the 4, and then it comes up behind the 3, and the cue ball stays right there. It's a real light shot. But if it's available, I think that's like you got ball in hand. Yep, it came up behind there. Oh.
Oh. Okay, now just bank combo the two.
Or like bank and
Oh, look. Drew's smiling about that. You're just like, what the hell? Well,
ooh, look at this. Did he get the sliver of the 3 to hide it completely? Ed Winter says he has a customer that has a Roomba for a lawnmower. What if he had a lawnmower for a Roomba and it's just in his house, like shredding his carpets? Like,
it doesn't seem like.
nobody does that.
Look, we have a Roomba, and half the time I'm like, yay, the Roomba. And the other half the time I'm like, I hate the Roomba. It's always getting caught on shit. It's always just irritating me somehow. Throwing other stuff all over the place. I don't know.
It does have a cat barf detector, so it doesn't smear it everywhere. Okay, well.
But then again, it doesn't have a cat food detector, and so it'll just like spin around in helicopter.
Yeah, like a hockey player,
Right,
like spitting
cat
pucks.
food all over town. It's just all over the place,
Well,
and then I
tonight
have
we
to vacuum anyway.
Tonight we learned we don't need the Roomba for that to happen.
No, you'll just
I'll just boot
freaking
it all
boot
over.
it across the room. Oh.
All
Well,
right.
at least we started the stream laughing.
Well, is he going to go forward or is he going to come back? Because coming
Like-
back, you're just making more angle. Go forward real delicate like.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, look at that.
Cool.
All right.
Let's
Now, if they shoot this rack like they were shooting at the beginning of the match, they're out. You just got to tap this in and follow it up.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, if he follows this in and gives him that 7 and upper, nope.
A little too much.
Okay. Well, by definition, Dave is higher percentage on this shot, so if they're going to have to shoot it, it's better that it's him.
Oof.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I was like, I wonder, having just said that, I wonder, going back, if you look at the pre-shot routine of the players earlier in the match versus later, whatnot. But then I was like, do I do that? No, I haven't watched any of the matches here that I played in. Be a good thing to do. But
Okay. Yeah. Maybe you should.
because that's a question I just had. Because on that shot, I think I was like, did Dave rush that shot a little bit compared to how he was playing earlier?
He
or
does
no?
get excitable.
Yeah. Ooh, that was a nice touch.
And I know from just knowing Dave and watching him play, because he is not a stranger to a stream. He will stream himself anywhere and anytime. When he's really feeling it, he moves fast. He's a fast shooter.
Right.
So when they start making a couple, you see him get pumped up, but that's just kind of his cadence.
All right, Dave
In
and Drew,
general.
take another game.
So,
all right.
but playing Scotch, that's a little different, right?
It is. Well, yeah, if you're, you start feeling it and you start shooting a little bit faster as a player, another thing that can happen is when things don't seem to be rolling your way or you're making errors you wouldn't normally make and you feel like I should be in this match, but how come I'm not? Normally I play better. You start shooting faster to try and force it to happen. And sometimes it works. Sometimes it just, makes it tougher. Especially if by doing that, you're like jumping up on the shot or, you're trying to fake it till you make it. But okay.
Nice, pretty controlled break
Yeah,
there.
nice square hit. So let's see here.
Yeah, that shot on that one.
He's only got one option, and that's to hit it on the top side of the one, because all sorts of scratchiness right over there.
Yeah, you could try some crazy, cross bank it back into the top side.
Yeah,
It's real close to that nipple. So probably
he's just going to try and roll. Oh, he was trying to roll it, I think, on the other side of the 6 and the 5 and use them as blockers.
Okay, well, I mean,
but this doesn't hurt.
The best shot, and Dave responds with a super solid save there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, even if he could see the edge of it, to what end? We got a big...
To what end? You're so dramatic tonight. In such a monotone voice.
To what end? Now, he could hit the rail first and thin off the edge of the one. He's going to look like he's kicking over here. Yep. Oof, barely missed it.
Nice try.
Ooh. All right, rearranged a little bit of the furniture.
Okay, that 3 is super. That really only goes in one pocket.
Yeah, but
That 2 is like.
getting on the 2 is the tricky thing.
Or I guess you could follow the 1 up and take that 2-3 combo and try to play for leaving the 2 like up in the side as well.
There was an option where you could cut the 1 into the same pocket, but have the cue ball a little bit off the rail
Okay.
and follow it, and then you roll up into the 7. That
Where
type of thing.
does the 2 go now? What are you doing here?
Bank it at that diamond right by the 9. Have the cue ball run into the 7 and hold the 2 behind the 4.
Okay,
Yeah.
good call.
Just quite didn't get there, but I like the idea. He's going to use the 4 ball here, so he's going to play this pretty soft. Oh, he used the 4 and the 9, even smarter. Okay, went the other way.
Yep, that was real nice.
It was so nice.
We're going to have to ask him, being a student of Robin's, if he has the ICAT system or whatever it's called.
Yeah, he's got a table at home. We will talk to him
the
about that.
projector dealy thing.
Yeah, we have.
And if he's done the safe training module, because that looked,
Ooh, look at this. Oh, he's got an edge of
Rafael.
it, but man,
taking a jump.
very close. Yeah, he's gonna use the 7 as a blocker here. Oh, hit it ever so slightly too hard. It hit the 9 and rolled out. He might even have access at the shot.
He might.
Tap
He
it in.
does.
Yep. 7's in a funky place, but the 6 is up there at that end of the table. Makes it easier to get something on the 7 than if it was down here.
Nice shot.
Ooh, we're cooking with
Easy
heat
roll.
now.
Stay it in line for your partner. Ooh, Dave getting there on the leave, but missing the shot. Okay, yep, 7's a little tricky, but
Well, the good news is the combo isn't too bad. The 9's far enough away from the corner pocket that maintaining the 7 is a little easier, but it's not so far away that making the combo gets tough.
well, and it's close to the rail too. I like that. When having to use a combo, you can use a little bit of the rail if you need to, and aim it towards that inner corner pocket or the inner like nip there.
Yeah, I'll be real curious to see what he does here. Is he going to, or kind of stun it into this bottom rail to then go up in between the 9-7?
He's going low, it looks like.
Yeah, he's going low. He's going to aim for the combo.
Oh.
Ooh, just undercut it. Clip this bottom long rail and rattled out.
Oh, don't get behind it.
Oh, it did.
No.
It did.
Yeah, if I'm Dave and Rafael,
He's going to tuck the 9 up against the 7.
I'm going to take a player break after this rack.
They really should. I agree.
You know, ever since Dave missed that 10 ball combo, they have not won a game.
Yeah, that was a really pivotal moment.
And they got to shake it off and refocus. And I feel like utilize the player break,
Well,
step outside, get some fresh air, slap each other. I don't know. Do something.
Dave's really got to. So, uh, Dave, Denton, and Drew and Derko, they're both 550-ish, except Drew is, I think, 556 versus 550. So they are really similar ability. Whereas Dave McDowell, 603, Rafael's 421. So Dave really has to be at the top of his game to kind of account for the inevitable minor errors that Rafael's going to make.
Yeah.
Whereas Drew and Dave can just play their normal game.
Yeah, looks like everybody's taking a player break.
Oh, wonderful, because I need one too.
And it sounds like everybody was just listening, and yeah.
All right. So with that being said, and what she just mentioned, one of the things that you guys should be aware of, if you're not familiar with it yet, is the ICA training system. It's a projector system containing all sorts of lessons and drills and things to help you improve your game. And I will tell you my story with using this system is that a little over a year ago.
I will take that as a time to take a break for
Right.
myself.
So a little over a year ago, I played down in Vegas at one of the $1,000 entries at Griff's. It was a 650 and under. Might have even been 625 and under. I want to say, but it was big table, 10 ball, and I encountered Savannah Easton, and she totally barbecued me. And she plays so thoughtfully. Her balance between offense and defense and when to play each one is so on point that it kind of made me feel like, oh, I don't know half of the game. I don't know the shot to play and when to play it. And that's when I started training with the ICA training system, because I wanted to focus on the defensive end of the game and learning how to play like the right shot at the right time. So I went through all the defensive modules available for it and all the cue ball control modules available for it. And yeah, just recently, I made it in the final 16 of the Seattle Open. And a huge part of that, if not the biggest part of it, was the time I spent learning all these things that this system has to offer. Because there's like a whole curriculum about things. So it's not just try and do this thing on the table. It's like do it, and then the next variation of it is a slightly different variation, but a similar shot. And so now I kind of don't feel like there's a situation on the table that I don't know at least one or two things to do with, like those used to walk up to the table, especially when I was playing Savannah in that match, and I'd have a thing, and I'm like, I don't know what to do here, Now I feel like I usually do. And it's now just how well or how consistent am I executing. So if you're looking to up your game, I highly recommend it. Check it out. Feel free to message me more about that if you want to know more details. And everybody's taking a break. So another thing I'm going to promote now is got the 10-ball, weekly 10-ball tournaments at the Saloon. Those are really great tournaments to play. They're so popular that they may have to change the race to 3-2. I'm not sure how that is going, but some really good competition there. Then Saturdays, we have the 9-ball tournament, same place. That's an excellent one to play also. And another place to look for if you're just wanting to get some lessons. Have somebody that also teaches people in martial arts, teaches people in a lot of things, and also pool. Paul Marquez. Check that out. Looking for some lessons. So plenty of resources for all of you. And with that being said, I think that I, too, need a break. So we will be back momentarily. Well, hi there.
Well, hello.
They're still having a nice little break, so we might as well just sit in here and run our mouths, right?
Right. Well, you want to play a match? Get a hold of us. We are booking for May and June. We got a number of kick-ass tournaments coming up. The Steve Peterson Memorial Tournament is coming up on May 10th.
That's right.
That's going to be a fun one at the Silver Star. Of course, we've got the Midway Friday night Scotch doubles. And if you're not into playing doubles, Friday night 10 ball
Yep.
at the Silver Star. And Saturday night 9 ball
Yeah.
in our local area, since we are filming from our lovely home here in Vancouver, Washington.
Yes.
Great addition.
Right? I concur, everybody. I concur.
And if you want to get down on the stream, hit us up. We'd love to host your match. If you need an opponent, we'll find you one. If you've got an opponent, we'll find you a date. Okay, after a hard reset,
Mr.
here
Rafael Ramirez for the break. Who held his cue ball well. Is he going to make a ball? He
Yes.
does. And he's left with a really excellent opening shot on the 1 ball.
Yeah, looks good, looks good.
Dave loves this. I'm sure Dave knows how to work with the angle here. Hopefully Dave's reset a little bit also. And yes,
Looks
this
good.
is going to turn out pretty well. Nice touch.
Yep, you can see that 4.
Dave can't be too mad about this. He's got enough room to address the better part of the cue ball.
Okay. Looking good here. Rafael back at the table. And for all of you that out there that TikTok, Rafael is Raf Hacks.
How do you spell hacks?
Like regular, like HACKS.
Oh, good.
RAF. Apparently he has a really fun tic-tac. Tic-tac?
Ooh. That was a nice shot by. That was a real nice shot by Dave. Went back and forth just right.
I don't know what the kids are up to.
He may have a tough time reaching this a little bit. Might have to hoist a little bit of his body up on the table. Yep.
Stretch it out.
Yep. Just give yourself some extra time on these shots because you're a little bit out of the ordinary.
Okay,
you know.
looking good.
Did a good job. Now, the trick for Dave here, he can stun it to the top side of the 10, but shooting into the side.
Blam.
He did great. It's about as good as he could have done there.
Okay, take your time.
All up to Rafael. Okay. Well, if you're going to miss it, miss good.
Yeah, he only took one little pre-stroke there that looked a little abnormal. Probably nerves on a money ball and after shooting so good. So when you're checking it out later, take your time. Go with what you know. Okay. I'm going after this bank all day long.
Well, here's the deal. With this shot, you can do the layup where you put the cue ball and the 10 ball on opposite ends of the long rail. But realistically, all you're doing is giving up your opportunity at a long rail bank and giving them an opportunity at a short rail bank. So, or a shorter bank. So,
Dave says, thank you very much.
cool. All right, it's a 5-2 race now.
Let's get another look at that deer. Or that Dave McDowell head. That deer is too cool for school right now.
I know, I bet on the other side of the wall it's wearing rollerblades.
With some neon
green
on them or
The rest
something.
of its body is sticking outside of the house, just hovering in the air with rollerblades on.
Our neighbors must love us.
Ooh,
Nice
look at this.
break. Oh, and hung the one in the corner, too.
And the 2-3 might be wired.
Ooh, don't hate it at all.
Right, we got some big ass zones the cue ball can be in for a 2-3 combination.
It can be in any of those big ass zones.
Well, like you picture like light shining out of the 2 ball towards the 1 ball, right? You can see that the 5 is going to cast a shadow. You don't want your cue ball in there.
It always comes back to lights with you, huh?
Yeah, for sure it does. You know this. But you're going to have this patch of light down here below the 5. You're going to have a patch of light in between the 10 and the 5, you know, and that extends down the table. So you get your cue ball in those areas. And I think even if you're shooting from in between the 10-5, you're going to get some collision-induced throw. So you hit the 2 ball and the 3 ball is going to go in, even if it looks like it's aiming at the left side of that pocket.
Can you see that?
I don't know. Let's go to
From this angle, it looks like no. From this angle, it looks like yes.
Yeah, so he might be worried that he's going to cut it, but hit it with the right spin, you might get that. It might, yep, there we go.
Blam.
Oof. Well, you're not going to miss the 2. That's the good news of this.
True that. A lot of different options, but I like the one he's going with.
Now, once again, look how still this head is. Didn't even move. So remarkable.
Seriously, I don't know what Drew does for a living, but if he needs another option, he could always like spray paint himself silver or gold.
Oh, and be one of those people.
And then just go sit on a bench somewhere.
Yeah, he's really the poster child for keeping your head still in a shot. People after this are going to be like, Drew, they couldn't shut up about your still head. Oh, that was real close.
Oh, what's up, Pat? No, we haven't named the deer. I mean, maybe Hans. I'm not sure. And the jackalopes?
Well, they have many personalities. So
I kind of feel like the jackalopes is like
Hans and Franz or something.
No.
They're a diabolical duo.
No, I kind of feel when you look at the jackalopes that one looks like old and wise, and one looks kind of
strapping and young,
like a Mr. Miyagi and Danielson situation. Is always what I think.
Well,
but in the new Karate Kid, I mean, it's a girl, and so I like that idea too. Like maybe one of the jackalopes, but no, if they have antlers, that they can't be girls.
Karate Kiddo.
Karate Beatrice Kiddo.
Exactly. All right, delicate little touch here. Let's see how Drew gets on the 5. With a super still head. Oh, very nice.
Oh, man.
This isn't too bad. I think the 5 goes by the 9. Can draw into the 10 somewhat full, maybe. But just want to roll in it, bounce the 10 off that top long rail, and the cue ball might be at that first diamond, but you have a shot on the 7. And that all sounds fine and good. You could also go forward and come in between the 10 and the rail. That might also give you a little bit of angle on the 7, which you're going to need for the 8. There we go. See?
Nice.
In between the rail and the 10.
Really nice.
Got an angle on the 7. And Drew's going to hold his head real still here and bear down on the shot. Try and punch it off that rail enough to make this shot a little bit easier for his teammate. Flawlessly still head.
Yeah.
Isn't there like a type of trout, like a steelhead trout?
Yeah, there's a steelhead trout.
Well, there's a stillhead Drew.
Oh, boy. Pat, you vote for Larry, Daryl, and Daryl. So, like, Larry David, Daryl from The Office, and Daryl Hannah from Kill Bill. Is that what you're talking?
I'll tell you what, Dave Denton really increased the odds of them closing this out rather soon.
Yeah, he sure did. Dave looking for the kill shot.
Ooh, got it.
And with that,
they're on the hill. Party deer agrees.
maybe Larry. Maybe Hans. We don't know. We should take a poll. Have people vote.
Well, we don't want just anybody voting.
That's true.
Yeah, so you need to have several different forms of ID.
Oh, boy.
I'm just kidding. No.
Like, what did we pass the SAVE Act?
Oh, no.
Oh.
And with this, we got a nice break on the... Okay. Most important thing to do there is don't scratch.
And he did not. So.
Right. Makeable shot on
However,
this is difficult. Doug who? In the chat.
Woo. What are you freaking breakdancing or something with that emoji, Doug Woo? I don't even know. Looks like that crazy Australian breakdancer that went to the Olympics.
I hope Doug Woo makes it up here again. That was so great.
Super fun.
Yep.
Love to have you back, bud.
Let's see what he does. He's going to go kind of... Oh.
What?
Wasn't comboing that.
Hand flip.
Yeah, there was a hand flip combo Q swipe. Yeah, there's not a really... Going after this one and making it, it's like, I don't know what you're going to do if you're thinking you're going to stay on the offensive things here. You know, it's better get shape on the 3. You know, the 10 was in the way.
Terrible. You could take that to the side.
Yeah.
I don't love that shot, though.
Well, it does give you a good... You're going to be on the right area for the 4.
I would have so much rather banked into the other side and called the 6.
Ooh. Ooh. Yep.
That would have been my preference.
Right.
Better odds.
Yeah, then you draw off this 3 a little bit. Then you got a good angle to hit the 4 and make the 6 in that pocket. You just got to maintain your 4 ball a little bit.
And we all know that you can get a little psyched out when you have like a weird angle at a side shot. At least I can.
All right. Well, there's a real opportunity here to thin the 4 and use the 6 as a blocker. Cue ball goes towards the 7 there. The nice turquoise 7. So we'll see how well Dave is able to do that, because I think that's what he's
just making.
Totally going for something else.
Just going for making it. Guess those pockets are bigger than they look.
Either that, or maybe like he hit the ball in a way
where he didn't even move.
No,
that
it shrunk a little bit as it was passing the 6, and then it inflated back into normal size. Yeah. Okay. So with this run out, not hard to get shape on anything, but
6,
the biggest
7,
deal is going
8.
from the 8 to the 9, right?
Yeah.
And I mean that.
It's got to be just like the nicest pocket speed, but enough to come off that rail. Because you would really prefer a stop shot on that 9, taking it all the way up. Unless you're trying to get back past it to stop shot it into the bottom right. You have options.
Well.
But you don't want to do a stop shot on the 8.
It's really, yeah, as long as you make the ball and everything and you're intentional about where you're going. Middle of the table is fine here too, but close to the rail. I mean,
This looks good.
I mean, you can follow it, bounce off the short rail back up.
Yeah, bounce off that rail.
That's about all you need to do, really. Just follow it up. You don't want to follow this.
No, they're three balls from the money.
Yep. You don't want to follow this up with any sort of inside. I mean, even dead center might be a little tricky because if you hit that short rail and come at the 9 at the wrong angle, or you run into the 9 and hook them up. No, he did great. Yeah, we'll see whether he needs to go back and forth across the table on this shot. I doubt he's going to go 2 rails to the right of the 10. But yeah, if he feels like he's got too much angle here, he'll be shooting the 10 in the same pocket.
Well, if there was anyone I trust with that shot, it was going to be Drew, because look how great that turned out.
Yeah, and once again, look how still his head was. Phenomenally still head.
But, you know, he's invested in himself. He's taken lessons. And
with that, that's the match.
They seal the deal. Bam.
Yeah, with that being said, take some lessons. Invest in yourself. Do what you can
I was going to try to show off how my nails glow in this light, but it's hard to see.
Oh, well.
I know. Just trying to show off. Okay. Here we go.
We'll get them in here. You go in there and let them know which, or figure out which ones want to come in here first.
Right?
Man, they're already packing up. It's like, we came here, we did our job, we leave. It's almost like they're packing up in unison. There's like a competition to see who can pack up the first. Is anybody going to be coming in here or no?
They are.
Oh, which ones are they?
Well, we're going to have Dave and Drew first.
Cool. Yeah, do you want to hold the microphone up for him?
I will. All right, come on in.
Nice work, you guys.
Here.
What do I do? Just hold it?
Yeah,
hold
just
it or put it on.
Talking to that part.
Sure.
How did you, how did you feel when you showed up here? And how did that play out for you throughout the match? You know, did you show up comfortable, or did you?
Wasn't too excited. Wasn't too wired about it. It was kind of it was in my head that we were just going to have fun. So.
Right. Well, that's cool. It certainly seemed like you guys were having fun.
It's taken us like 12 years of playing together to actually win something.
Oh, you guys have been playing together that long?
No.
Yeah, I mean, we've been playing together for a long time, but we are terrible doubles partners. This is really getting a monkey off our back. We've played doubles a bunch and just
seriously.
Cratered every time. So
Oh,
this is
wow.
great.
Wow. That's really cool. Huh. Well, yeah, that was a great match. You guys definitely quickly overcame the handicap and then pulled away.
Yeah,
You went toe-to-toe for like maybe 3 or 4 games, and then, they couldn't come back.
I was really impressed with your guys' back and forth in your Scotch action tonight, of leaving each other with a look or at least an idea, and it seemed like you guys were really on the same page when it came to, let's say, an early shot at the 10 or a bank or a safe. It just seemed like you guys were really in sync tonight, and I just want to say, props on that. You looked really good.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I think that's maybe something we did a little bit different this time. Probably the least amount of talking we've ever done in a match
we
before.
decided before match to I know what you know what I know. We know how we play. You know, don't overwork it. Don't overprocess it. Just do the things. So,
Yeah, we talked about maybe 3 shots the whole night.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, one thing that you're going to hear if you watch this back is how much I noticed how still you keep your head, Drew. Oh my gosh. It was like so ridiculously still every shot, you know. That was something that, like, I don't know how often you ever see that, you know, how still you kept your head on every shot. There was no jumping up. There was no movement whatsoever.
See, I remember the one shot I jumped up on. It was that combo early on in the match.
Oh,
I
okay.
felt it. But yeah, that's all
Wow.
Robin Dreyer and Jackie Carroll. Both of them really instilled that in me. Yeah.
That's,
You
yeah.
answered my question because I was going to ask, is that from working with your coaches?
It is, yeah. No, I can't tell you how often I get approached and people just say, "You worked with Robin, didn't you? You had to have." Robin produces a certain style of player.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's super fundamental. And yeah, Jackie is like of the exact same school. So both of
Cool.
them really great with that. Yeah.
Nice. Well, yeah, I was just saying that's goes to show if you want to improve in the game, invest in yourself, take lessons from people, don't fall into that pitfall we get like when you're a young player and you're self-taught and you're so proud of what you learned yourself that you don't become a good student and don't seek out learning, you know, but realistically you wouldn't do that if you were trying to be a chemical engineer or you're trying to be a doctor or an astronaut. There's a lot to learn in pool, you know. You need a variety of teachers and people to learn from.
Yeah. Doctors, astronauts, and chemical engineers. Those are your analogies to pool players. But yeah, okay, Jesse.
Well, there's a lot to learn. All I'm saying is there's a lot to learn.
Plan on
I
that.
have to shoot some props out though to, you know, I feel like you were just kind of talking about me right there because I've been playing for so long. But still, I try to seek out like people. I try to play with people that are better than me. Pick up a couple lessons here and there.
Right.
I actually had a few from Byers recently.
Oh, good. Yeah, yeah.
My whole break is from my visits with him. We just had a couple, but you know, in the
Right.
last couple of months. So yeah, it helped a ton.
Yeah, I mean,
That's awesome.
part of getting better is being a good student,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
wouldn't
Well,
study
it's-
anything and tell other people that you know more than them, you know.
Yeah, one of the things I love about pool is I feel like it's one of the few things where you still cannot learn everything on the internet. Like you can find a ton of pool content out there,
Right.
but I still have so many tips and tricks I've only picked up at the pool hall, and I still pick them up all the time. And even from players like of any skill level, like higher or lower, everyone has something. So one of my
For
favorite
sure.
parts about the game.
Yeah. Never get bored of pool, I'll tell you that.
Well, great showing tonight, guys. You shot really well. So great job.
Yeah, appreciate it. You guys are awesome hosts. Great.
Hell yeah. Thanks
Yeah.
for coming.
Thanks, guys.
We'll get the other
Cheers.
guys in the booth, and then I got to come out and get your picture. So,
Yeah, don't go anywhere.
yep. Cool.
All right, you hold that.
Yeah, we'll get
Go
some.
grab them.
We'll get some Dave and Rafael in here.
Oh yeah, Jesse. Like when he ran in to be like, "Oh, I forgot to turn the music off out here." He just booted that cat food fucking everywhere. But hi guys. Like, ready for your interview?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, how was
great.
how was the match? How'd you start out feeling, and how did it go throughout the match? And
It went well. Just missed easy shots that shouldn't have missed. I think because of the pressure.
okay, so the pressure
Yeah.
was something. Have you been played on a stream before,
This
or
was my first time.
okay?
Well, second.
Smaller tournaments on
Yeah.
the weekend or whatever. But this was probably one of his bigger pressure matches. We wanted to get him some exposure.
This'll do it, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, like, you know, trying to keep the nerves and keep calm and just showing the importance of, like, you know, when you know what you're doing and your body's relaxed, it works out. And the moment you don't know what you're doing and you tense up and you hit it too hard is when things start to go wrong.
Right.
And you know, it's good to see those examples, and I'm sure definitely a learning experience. Just not keeping it simple a lot of times.
Right.
Going for something a little crazy and not knowing what's going to happen, right? But we started off with a break and run. We damn near had a second one. Like, we were shooting really well when relaxed. So
Right,
I think it was going smooth. That's why there was a 2-game spot. We knew it would be tough either way. We didn't want it to be easy. So it was fun. It was a good time. Thanks for
Well, yeah, we
It's a
had
lot
a
of
great
fun,
time.
Thank you guys.
Well, there's a certain thing to be said of what you're saying of just like putting yourself out there and getting in the grease, right? That's the saying of just you got to get a certain amount of stuff under your belt of playing in tournaments, playing on a stream, and just getting over that and being able to let your body mechanics go, right? So one thing that I noticed was that Dave, you play a little faster, and Rafael, you play like a little bit slower. Did you feel like you guys were maybe not vibing there for like after that 10 ball of you? It seemed like you were trying to shoot fast, and maybe you were trying to match his speed. Did that come into play at all?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Yeah,
No.
no.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to slow down more, but I play fast in general. None of my
Yeah,
matches.
you're
most of my matches are never
speed
more than
demon
45
over
minutes.
here.
You know, win
Right.
or lose, it's usually in 45 minutes. It doesn't matter, like in any one-on-one match. But I'm trying to slow certain things down to dial in my focus. And I was actually trying to slow him down as well. And he's, you know, if you're saying he's shooting a little slower than me, I think it's more just the decision making, being tentative, and when you don't know what to do, you have to really think, what am I trying to do here? Instead of go, well, I got to do something, and then hit it. Because then every time that happens, it goes bad. So.
Well, at that point, you got to become the master of the two-way, right? If I miss it, it's still going to be okay. I think congratulations on you breaking 600.
Oh, thank you.
And Rafael, I think that for only playing for just a couple of years now, you shoot awesome, dude. You're really up and coming.
Oh, especially being a parent of 3 children.
Yeah.
When do you
And
find that?
running
Yeah,
how
and they're
many
like,
businesses.
So I
And-
basically took this whole year off, and I just started playing again
Yeah.
Yeah.
because we had a newborn.
right.
He's 10 months now.
Oh, well,
My wife's
welcome
like-
back and
Wow,
congratulations.
yeah.
Start playing again, but I need to play more.
Right, right.
Yeah.
But, you know, family comes first, so
Come
nobody's
on
going to
back
fault you for that.
anytime, dude. You're more than welcome to
Yeah.
come and shoot around.
Hopefully, Drew and Dave give us another
Well, feel free to come by and
rematch here.
hit some balls or hang out,
Say,
whatever.
Run it back.
He's out for blood. He wants to win. So I think he's willing to try as many times as it takes.
Well,
Love it.
great shooting tonight, guys. Unfortunately, not your night, but love the attitude and saw some really promising things. So, love to have you back.
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
All right, everybody. That being said, we're going to call it a night. So thank you
Oh,
very much for
you're-
joining us.
You're just happy you found your jaw harp. I've been trying to hide it under papers all night.
Oh, really?
No, just kidding. I
Oh.
wasn't trying. I just did it really easy. But anyway,
We'll
hey,
call it a night.
thanks everybody for tuning in for another edition of PNW Pool Thing. Like and subscribe. Follow us on Facebook. Tell your dad and tune in.
Oh, tomorrow at 1 p.m. we have a match.
Oh shit! Is that one?
Yeah, Kevin
Oh, boy.
Valhalla and Juan Honrado.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's at 1 p.m.
Okay,
So some
well,
afternoon delight.
Yeah, a little afternoon matchup.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
They're both 5'11", 5'09", so 5'10" between the two of them. So
All right.
real tight matchup. So join us for that tomorrow. And until then, have a wonderful night.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.